Hello there.
This is where the fun begins.
What's up guys, Unofficial Star Wars here. Hope you're all doing well, and in this video we are going to be discussing some key new details about the Acolyte, what you guys are all going to want to know about the upcoming Disney Plus show, The Acolyte, going into it. Of course, we're going to go ahead and break it all down for you guys right now. Before we do though, however, grab that subscribe button if you haven't already, as we're discussing and covering all types of Star Wars related news, leaks, rumors, theories, and breakdowns here on the channel. So if you guys are into any of that, go ahead and grab that subscribe button today. Okay, so one of the biggest questions out there, and even a bit of confusion oddly enough, is exactly when does The Acolyte take place? Star Wars fans now have their first full look at the next live-action Disney Plus series, The Acolyte, leading many to ask where it fits into the grand Star Wars timeline. The High Republic era of Star Wars, which will be used for The Acolyte in live action, has only been used sparingly on screen, even at that. In fact, the animated Star Wars Young Jedi Adventures is Lucasfilm's first project and only project to date up until The Acolyte that had ever explored that era in a TV show or a movie, or really just on screen in general. Both of those are going to be shows. So The Acolyte is set to change that status nearly 2 years after Lucasfilm President Kathleen Kennedy had teased that this initiative, were it successful, would open up new storytelling opportunities beyond the page, and having this High Republic era only a part of the books and novels in the self-titled High Republic books and novels, and even comics as well. Now they're integrating some of those stories into live action and into on the screen with The Acolyte. And so, following the release of the first full trailer for Star Wars The Acolyte, some fans out there may wonder when this show takes place compared to the rest of the franchise's timeline, which more or less acts as a linear timeline. Officially, The Acolyte is set within the High Republic era, making it the first ever live-action project to tackle this era of Star Wars. More specifically, the show takes place towards the latter end of the High Republic era, which comes out about 100 years before the events of The Phantom Menace or the Skywalker Saga. And as I've kind of already mentioned in every other Acolyte video thus far since the trailer, I've absolutely been loving the kind of prequel vibe that The Acolyte has kind of given us. During this time, the galaxy is in a time of extended peace, as the Jedi and the Order are at the height of their power, with the Sith not being a threat to the stability of the universe quite yet. The show also includes Vanessa Rao, who plays a prominent role in the High Republic book show. The Acolyte's take on Rao will be an older version of the character, as the books tackle the earlier years of the High Republic era in that timeline specifically. This time period is more fully explored in the High Republic book series, but as I had mentioned, we're beginning to see more and more of it come to life on screen, and it only plans to do so more and more as well, I would hope. Exploring events in Star Wars that took place as far back as 250 years before anything seen in the Skywalker Saga is exactly when the novels had technically begin in the actual timeline itself. Now, outside of canon and a part of Legends quite technically would be the Old Republic. The Old Republic era is said to take place before the High Republic era, just for those of you that would be curious out there. Anyway, what exactly is going to go on and happen in the Acolyte show itself? As this series takes place so early in the Star Wars timeline, canonically, fans will get a unique opportunity to see the true rise of the Sith. The original Star Wars Celebration trailer teasing how vital they would be to the plot itself as well. Said to hold the longest entries in Star Wars Disney Plus history with its 8-episode slate, the dark side of this franchise will be put into the spotlight in ways that have never been seen before in Star Wars since it started originally with A New Hope in 1977. While the Sith are the Acolyte's main focus, this series will also feature a record-breaking number of Jedi, it's said, more than we even seen in Attack of the Clones, setting up potentially epic battles not seen as often in entries like The Mandalorian or The Book of Boba Fett, with so much more lightsaber action being able to go on. The Acolyte is also reported to have the largest production budget of any Disney Plus show to date, surpassing Rogue One as well, outside and in the movies. This is going to be one of Disney's most expensive Star Wars projects to date, so that alone sets the bar quite high, and if the trailer didn't show us and give us enough, I think that bar is definitely going to be met. The trailer already shows this with its epic landscapes and grand scale lightsaber battles thus far, which should and would only increase its quantity and quality when the series does come out on June 4th with its 2-episode premiere only on Disney+. And so, as the Acolyte is set about 100 years before the events of The Phantom Menace or the start of the Skywalker saga, it is also said that this series is going to be a multiple season or multi-season show, much rather, and that Lucasfilm is already intentioned with early development of a second season, and that they would like to have something to show for a second season by the end of the finale of the Acolyte Season 1 already. It's very similar to the way that Lucasfilm did the first 2 seasons of The Mandalorian, if you will. As I've mentioned in and out of our videos here on the channel, we had an official announcement on The Mandalorian Season 3 halfway through The Mandalorian Season 1, and that Lucasfilm was actually already underway with its filming of The Mandalorian Season 2 by the time that Season 1 was even beginning its first episode. That they're given, Disney sees big potential in the Acolyte, and that they do want to already move on with a second season. Essentially really just striking while the iron is still hot. And while I would like to discuss this further in more detail and in more depth in a later separate video here on the channel, it's all the more reason to grab that subscribe button if you haven't already. It doesn't already seem to be panning out that way though, unfortunately, and that the Acolyte isn't actually being received as well as one would hope by the fans, quote-unquote fans out there for A Galaxy Far, Far Away, with the trailer itself having more dislikes than likes on YouTube. As I had mentioned, I'll have another video discussing this in more depth and in more detail here on the channel in the near future. All the more reason to grab that subscribe button if you haven't already. Anyway, overall, in my own thoughts and opinions, and I would love to hear all of your thoughts and opinions in the comments down below, the Acolyte, in my own thoughts and opinions, looks absolutely incredible. As I had mentioned from the get-go at the beginning of this video, it gives such a prequel vibe to it, and that's something that I absolutely love, having grown up with the prequels era when those movies were releasing, as well as the Clone Wars television show as well. I don't know, it just gives off such a feeling, and it's something that I really enjoy. I think what a big part of it is being able to have so many different Jedi kind of all doing stuff all at the same time, I think is one thing. Also, a diverse kind of opportunity of having so many different alien species seen in the trailer already, I think is something to really look forward to as well. But yeah, let me know what you guys are all thinking in the comments down below. I would love to hear what you guys are all thinking. Thanks so much for watching today's video. Of course, this has been an official Star Wars. I'll catch you guys in the next one. Have a great one. May the Force be with you as always. Peace out.